When to stop explaining yourself at work. Most people believe explanations are protective. If I explain clearly, if I show my reasoning, if I make my intentions visible, then misunderstandings will resolve themselves. This belief feels rational. It is also one of the most costly instincts inside organizations. Because explanations are not evaluated for truth, they are evaluated for usefulness to others. And once spoken, they stop belonging to you. In stable, symmetrical relationships, explanations can work. Workplaces are rarely symmetrical. Information moves upward, sideways, and downward with distortion. Intent is filtered. Context is stripped. What remains is what fits someone else's narrative need. When you explain yourself, you are not clarifying reality. You are feeding material into a system you do not control. Early in a role, explanations feel especially necessary. You want to show competence, demonstrate good faith, prevent misinterpretation. So you narrate your thinking, why you did something, why you chose this approach, why you hesitated, why you prioritized one task over another. What you think you are doing is transparency. What you are often doing is creating exposure. Explanations create three quiet risks. First, they turn uncertainty into record. Before you explain, ambiguity exists. Ambiguity protects you. After you explain, your words become fixed reference points. They can be selectively remembered, partially repeated, reinterpreted later. You may forget what you said, the system will not. Second, explanations invert the burden of proof. When you explain, you implicitly accept that justification is required. You move yourself from actor to defendant, even if no one asked you to defend anything. Over time, this teaches others that your decisions are negotiable. Your judgment is provisional. Your role includes reassurance. That is not neutral. That is positioning. Third, explanations invite interpretation, not understanding. People do not listen to explanations to align with you. They listen to locate hesitation, doubt, inconsistency, emotional investment. They extract what confirms their existing assumptions. Rarely do they revise them. This is why reasonable people lose narrative ground. They assume shared goals. They assume good faith. They assume accuracy will prevail. Organizations do not run on accuracy. They run on coherence. A simple story, even if wrong, outperforms a nuanced explanation almost every time. There is a point, and it arrives earlier than people expect, where explanations stop helping and start hurting. That point is usually reached when trust is untested, hierarchy is unclear, incentives are misaligned. At that stage, explanations do not clarify. They signal vulnerability. This does not mean you should be evasive. It means you should be economical. There is a difference between stating what you did and justifying why you did it, between reporting an outcome and narrating internal reasoning, between answering a question and filling silence out of discomfort. Most people overstep that line without noticing. Silence, used correctly, does not mean disengagement. It means containment. When you offer less narrative, you reduce reinterpretation, preserve flexibility, avoid premature commitment. Silence keeps options open. Explanations close them. There are moments when explanation is necessary, when authority explicitly requests it, when documentation requires it, when alignment must be formalized. But those moments are rarer than people think. And even then, explanations should be factual, minimal, forward-facing. Not emotional, not defensive, not autobiographical. A useful rule: if you feel relief after explaining, you probably explained too much. Relief usually means you discharged anxiety. The system just collected information. Many people explain themselves because they want to be seen as fair. But fairness is not established through narration. It is established through consistency. Say less. Do what aligns with your role. Repeat that pattern. Patterns are harder to argue with than words. There is also a hidden status dimension. High-status actors explain less, not because they are smarter, but because their actions are assumed to be intentional. Low-status actors explain more, because their actions are assumed to be questionable. Excess explanation quietly places you in the second category. If you are already caught in an explanation loop, you don't exit by confrontation. You exit by compression. Shorter answers, clear outcomes, fewer qualifiers. You let your work speak, and you let silence absorb what words used to carry. Explanations feel safe. They are familiar. They feel cooperative. They feel adult. In many systems, they are not. They are raw material. Clarity does not come from saying everything. It comes from knowing what to withhold. Stop explaining yourself when explanation no longer changes outcomes. That moment arrives sooner than you think.